Spirituality and fatherhood. I know a lot of times when we think of that, you try to think of something that happened years ago. You know, the beauty of coming to church and fellowship is that sometimes something can be said that can answer a question or give an example that makes everything so clear. I wrote a few notes on fatherhood, but today I learned of a man that's going to uproot his life for the better welfare of his son. I know Henry has been a beacon here for a while, at least as long as I've been here. And I know if anyone had a question about fatherhood or what it is, or what it means, or try to get an example from years and years ago, you can think of today, of being here today and experiencing what is happening today with Henry. That's what fatherhood is. I know when I was a small boy that my parents loved me unconditionally. I thought they had to. But I didn't really understand their love until I was a father myself. And I tell you, that feeling is overwhelming. The things that we will do for our children is unbelievable. And I know as a father, I strive to make a better life for my children. And also, if someone asks me, what is fatherhood? What does it mean? I mean, I have a story today, and that's the reason I come to church, because something can be said that I can take with me the rest of my life and learn that we as parents make sacrifices for the next generation. That's why we're here as a church family. And you can feel the love coming from father through son. And I know one of the greatest joys of fatherhood, at least that I've experienced in my life, is opening up the eyes of a child to the Word of God. When you have your young child there, and you open up that Bible, page 1, Genesis, and you go through that book, and you see that you're teaching them something that they can't touch, feel, taste, or even see. But through the faith that they have in you, it's up to you that if you do this right, they will learn to serve the Lord and be in His guidance forever.
There's one little thing I probably wish to say in terms of the challenges of fatherhood is that, do you listen to your children, or are you going to just be the person to speak and not gain from it? When my son went to Clark School, I think his second year, he came back, and he had done something that irritated me. And you know, as we have the thing to yell or to explode on that person. And so one time I yelled at him for something he had done. And he said to me, "Dad, you're not supposed to yell." And I said, "Who told you that?" He says, "Miss Ferrara." Now, Miss Ferrara, one of the dorm mothers who takes care of these kids. And I say, "Oh, is that so?" So now, when he does something, I must try to develop in a calm way and talk to him instead of exploding and yelling and stuff like that. Listen to him instead of me pushing him.
Henry's begun to get us into the challenges, but does anybody else have anything else you want to say about how fatherhood, spirituality have helped one another? Okay, let's
Well, I think, speaking of this, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my dad. and that, he taught me to be a father by how much he sacrificed for us and showing me, how to place God in my life. And Dad was one of those people that couldn't talk about Christ without tearing up, without crying. And he was deeply spiritual, and he never went to bed without getting on his knees and saying his prayers. He was just deeply, deeply religious when it come to Christ. And he didn't always go to church on Sunday, but he made sure that he studied his Bible, and he made sure that he prayed. And I try to pass this on to my children. I remember at my dad's funeral when I was about 21, and looking around at 11 grandchildren and my 5 siblings, and thinking to myself, one man and one woman created all of this. And, after the funeral, following the hearse back, the 20-minute ride back to or going to the cemetery, and it was raining softly, but it was kind of unusual because the sun was shining, and here it was raining. And we reached the cemetery, and the rain stopped, and the sun shone brightly as the casket made its way to my father's final destination. And it was like the heavens were crying, but then stopped to welcome my father home. And my dad had a great influence on me as far as a father goes. So.
Anyone else as we jump into challenges? Henry's gotten this. Henry, did you have something else before that?
Well, just one more. The challenge here in terms of as you look at your kids grow and what direction they go into as they make their own decisions. Do you reject their decision, or do you applaud them or bless them? Now, as I said before, I had other kids, 2 other grown young men. One today is in India, and he is more into spirituality, the Indian spirituality. And I remember when he told me, he said, "Dad, I want you to know what I'm doing. How do you feel?" And I told him, "Son, is this what makes you happy? I will be happy for you." And this is the only thing that we can challenge our kids with, that they make decisions and we bless them in their decision, hope that those decisions will benefit humanity.